Wines and Swines is a cute little place in O'Brienville that specializes in cheese, wine, and pork. Eric Salome is the chef and owner, and one of his specialties is traditional Swiss fondue. Man, doesn't that sound delicious during the holidays and these long, cold winter days. Eric is here to give us a quick lesson and show us a little charcuterie board too for those parties and gatherings. Good to see you, Eric. Welcome to Good Morning Cincinnati. So you've been open since April.
Yes.
Tell me a little bit about what you do at your business.
So we're named after what we specialize in. We do cheese, wine, charcuterie. We really focus on local. All of our produce is local. Like everything's made by us. All of our charcuterie is made by us. The only thing we don't make is the cheese, wine, and beer.
So you trained in Switzerland,
yes,
right?
That I did.
What was that like?
It was good. It was very intense, very fast-paced, and having to learn in a country that speaks 4 different languages. Okay. So we've had to learn a lot of different things.
So you're going to give us a little lesson on Swiss fondue.
Yes. So this is the traditional Swiss fondue that I learned to make there. You're going to start off with your Swiss fondue pot here. We take and you're going to get the pot hot. We're going to rub in some garlic cloves.
Oh, you're just rubbing it in the pan, huh?
Just rub it straight into the pan there.
Okay. What does that do by rubbing it down?
You're going to break out the oils and things like that.
Okay, good.
And I like to do it with a little bit of heat. At home, if you're not used to working with things and you still have feeling in your hands, you probably don't want to do that.
Okay.
But we just rub in a couple of garlic cloves. That's going to stay in there while it cooks, and it's also a nice little treat at the end whenever you get to the bottom of the pot. And then we're going to add in our wine here. I do 2-to-1 ratio of cheese to wine. That's the best way to remember it.
1 wine to 2 cheeses.
Yes.
Right? Okay. Any particular wine?
You want to go with a nice light wine, nothing too heavy. Like a Chardonnay is going to taste really buttery, or anything that's like oxidized or too sweet. It's going to really throw off the flavor of your fondue. So you want to get that in. You want to get this hot. As it starts to heat up, you want steam to come off, but you don't want it to boil. If it's boiling, you're cooking off the alcohol, you're reducing it, and it's going to throw off everything.
Okay, so you kind of have to be there watching it and stirring. And
right.
All right. So then what do you do once it's hot enough?
Once it's hot enough, we got to throw in our cheese first. And we want to do that a little bit at a time.
Swiss cheese, I'm guessing?
So what we do is, there's Swiss cheese, which is the American stuff that you get at the grocery store. We actually buy our cheese. We use what's called moiti-moiti, which is half and half.
Yeah.
Traditionally, you would use a Gruyere. We use something called Gutenberg, which is very similar. It's also a Swiss cheese, raw milk. And then we do what's called Vacherin Freiburg. It's the traditional Swiss fondue cheese.
Oh,
very fatty, very creamy, very strong flavor. So moiti-moiti again means half and half. So we do a half and half mix of this. And we're going to let that get hot. And as we do, we just want to add in the cheese a little bit at a time.
Okay, so it melts gradually. So why don't you talk about the basics of making a good charcuterie board? Do you make them for people to take with them?
We do charcuterie boards to sell. We do on-site and we do for carry-out. We have on our website, if you go to rindswinesandswines.com, we actually have a little shopping cart.
Oh, nice.
You can order them, pick out what day you want to pick it up, what time, and whether you want to bring your board. We'll build a cheese charcuterie board on your board, or we'll do our own. These are biodegradable papyrus, disposable. Take it with you, and like I said, everything on here minus the cheese is made by us. We make our own pickles, our own charcuterie, jams, butters, all of that.
It's beautiful.
Yeah.
So once you have the fondue done, you just serve it with some bread cubes or something like that?
Our bread comes from 16 Bricks Bakery. We do just bread, as in the traditional Swiss fondue style.
Yeah.
And we get the bread from 16 Bricks Bakery. This is a purple barley. A lot of people use a white bread or a sourdough.
Nice
this is very dense, nice, crusty.
So it's going to go on the fork, just
goes on the fork there, yep. And then once it's all melted and everything, that's the best bread we can get.
Very good.
For it.
Well, thank you, Eric. It was nice to meet you.
Thank you.
It's called Rinds, Wines, and Swines.
Yes.
In O'Brienville. Go see Eric. You can go check out the fondue and maybe get a more in-depth lesson on how to make it yourself. And we'll be right back. Oh, there's a holiday fondue class, too, I wanted to mention. Sorry.
Next
it's December 17th from 7 to 10. Go to local12.com and click on the Get It Now links for ticket information. Cheers. Happy holidays, Eric.
Thank you.